We have a special panel lined up for you right now. So we are joined by Kelly Dunn, who's a teacher with the TDSB, Milena Tallarico, who's a student in the York Catholic Board. You both join Sid and I now. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Kelly, we just want to get out there right off the front. You were also a candidate for MPP as part of the Liberal Party for the Markham-Stouffville riding, so we just want to lay that out there.
I'm actually, just to clarify, I'm a nominee. I'm a nominee in Markham-Stouffville for the Ontario Liberals.
But you want to get in the fight. That's the important thing here. It's good to see people want to do that. The education aspect to what's going on right now, how much is that fueling your fire to be more part of the process in that way?
Oh, absolutely. As a teacher, it's a main priority for me. Obviously, it's what really encouraged me, it propelled me and inspired me to put my name forward. I was just concerned about a lot of the policies even pre-pandemic. And then now what's coming next really continues to worry me and a lot of parents all over Ontario, but particularly in Markham-Stouffville.
Kelly, you're also a parent. You have a young one in the elementary level, and you also have you have two both at elementary? Or one
Two in elementary and one in high school.
Oh, one in high school. Gotcha. So you're seeing it from all angles. As a parent, how are you feeling? Do you think kids should be going back?
You know, I do. I would like my kids, if the schools are safe, I want them to go back. They want to go back. They miss their friends. They feel like they're missing out. My middle son is in grade 8, so he particularly feels like he's missing out. You know, June is often like the fun time as well. There's outdoor activities, there's things to do. So if it's safe, I definitely support reopening the schools.
Milena, you're in grade 9. You missed out on the whole grade 8 kind of graduation, moving into high school phase. This has been very strange for you and a lot of kids in your situation. The Premier is not really asking for kids' input. He's asking for unions and doctors and the pediatricians. I'm going to ask you, if you could speak to Premier Ford and the bigwigs making decisions, what would you tell them?
Yeah, it's very interesting that they haven't asked for really students' input because they're the ones being majorly affected. And of course, I'd love to return to school. It's my first year of high school. There's so many important experiences that come with that and a sense of a normalcy that everybody's been craving. But at the same time, I can recognize that every time we have returned to school, shortly after, there's another lockdown because cases are going up again. So if we do go back after this lockdown has ended, are we going back with these same conditions that got us back here in the first place over and over again throughout this entire year? It's clearly not effective. So I would love to return to a safe learning environment, one where actual safety measures have been put in place, like smaller class sizes, so that teachers can actually accommodate for these students and these learning gaps that have been created due to online learning. And so essentially, it needs to be safe enough that we can return for good.
You bring up some really great points. Kelly, as a high school teacher, I want to get your perspective here. The vaccinations, this is the one difference that has come into play this time around. We're seeing a lot of those 12 to 17 getting vaccinated. What has that conversation been like as you talk to high school students on a daily basis and whether or not there's more of a comfort level in going back and as well for teachers getting vaccinated?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. I think honestly, people are split, and I was asking my own students the other day. Many of them are getting vaccinated or planning on getting vaccinated. A lot of them want to return. Some of them are just thinking, we're online. I don't want to pivot. You know, that's the word that now people aren't liking anymore. No more pivoting. So it's really kind of there's a split. There's some students who really, really want to see their friends. And there's some who kind of like how Milena had suggested, are we going back just to then be sent home again? Is it safe? I definitely see people are feeling hopeful. I think students are feeling hopeful. There is excitement around the fact that they're able to get vaccinated. I think a lot of students, there's a degree of safety there for at least high school. But I couldn't, you know, elementary is a different case, right? Because they haven't approved the vaccines for under 12.
Milena, what do you think of the opinion that, look, we're going to be in June here in a few days. Why don't just have a huge reset in the fall? What's happened, happened. We can't take it back. We can't give you your memories and those moments with your friends back and those moments in class. Those are gone. It is what it is. And to try and shoehorn it into some 2-week June thing probably isn't smart for anybody. Wait till September. Do you agree or disagree with that?
That's also difficult because it really depends on people's circumstances. I graduated from grade 8 last year. So for grade 8s, like this is the end of their grad year. They probably want to soak up as much time with their elementary school as they can. But once again, like I said, safety measures need to be put in place now, or if we're intending to go back in the fall, there needs to be a confirmation that we're going to be doing it safely.
A question for you both, which we haven't touched on yet, is the idea of mental health and how students, teachers, parents, everyone has been struggling right now to make this work, whatever this is, whether it's remote learning, whether it's in-person learning. Everything is different. So Kelly, with you, as a teacher, as a parent, how would you rate your mental health?
You know, it's been stressful for everybody. I mean, honestly, let's face it. Not just teachers, nurses, doctors, everybody. Everyone's lives have been upended. But what's unusual is that now you have also this impact on students too. You're seeing this huge increase. I know Sick Kids has put out studies and whatnot. The impact of all this on student mental health as well. And that's where it starts to really get concerning and kind of unfair. You know, it's one thing for the adults to take on the burden. It's another thing for now students too. And this is something we're going to be living with, I think, for quite a while to try to address the needs of students living in this kind of age of anxiety. You know, everybody's feeling it. Everybody's tense and stressed. Certainly, I haven't actually seen my teacher colleagues in quite a while, but there is a heightened sense of stress in general. And a feeling, though, that, okay, it's a year we can step up, we can do this. But it's just been so long, you know, it's so long, it's wearing on everybody.
To both of you, how frustrating is it that a decision hasn't been made? How frustrating is it that we're looking at other provinces here? And whether you agree or disagree with what's happening in Alberta or BC or Quebec, there seems to be a plan. Question to both of you. Milena, I'll start with you. Do you just want to see a plan at this point? Is that where we're at?
Yes, to be honest, I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, there was so much uncertainty about what was going to happen. And it felt like everybody was finding things out the moment before they happened. And there's a lot of just misinformation. People sort of believe these things because there hasn't been real transparency and communication to the students and the teachers. So no one really knows what to expect.
I wish we had more time for this. Milena, Kelly, thank you to you both. And again, what we're waiting on is Premier Ford gathering all this information by, say, 5 today. This is sort of an interesting timeline, 5 today. And we'll see where this goes. By the way, I should note, we have reached out to the Premier's office this morning. They haven't given us any sort of indication as to when an announcement might happen. Thank you to you both. Appreciate it. So it's a wait and see.
Thank you.
Thank you. It is a wait and see, Sid. That's the thing that's frustrating. You alluded to it there. We don't know. We're just sitting here waiting.
Yeah, I appreciate it's a really hard decision. I get that. You get that. We're not dumb here. This is a fluid situation. The Friday at 5 o'clock thing at the end of the week, that has to end. There needs to be solid decision, and this Premier needs to be more visible on this. And I hope today we get some answers. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, so a lot of kind of traffic to navigate here on this story. Speaking of traffic, Steph, over to you.
You with the segues, Sid.